Oh, testing this garbage.
Testing is garbage.
Testing this garbage.
Oh, I was going to say, testing is necessary.
Do you need a drink? No, I have no problem with testing.
Oh, I have a little bit of drink left.
Do you need a coaster?
Yeah.
Hang on. Thank you for waiting for a coaster. Like a civilized.
Thank you for being a coaster.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the P-Funk and Fro Show. This is episode 22. My name is Austin Fluman. With me, as always,
Anthony Gorman.
It's going to be a great episode for you folks. I say that every week, having no idea whether it's going to be actually a good episode or not.
Yeah, unless we do this afterwards, which we don't.
We really don't. No, it's not pre-recorded.
Right.
Nope.
Right.
But first of all, Facebook.com/groups/P-Funk and Fro. Join the group. Talk to the people. We got a lot of really great people in there. Post funny stuff. Would really love if you guys started posting funny stuff. That'd be cool. Sometimes I post polls. Let your opinion be heard on the P-Funk and the Fros.
Get rowdy in this group.
Get rowdy. So, Anthony, how you doing? You doing
Pretty
okay?
good. I'm doing good.
Did you have an eventful weekend? Did you do anything this weekend?
Yeah, went to Atlanta. Visit my friend John.
Shout out to John.
And Mary. And Joseph, their 1-year-old, for a birthday party, for his first birthday party. I'm the godfather to their son.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. You were the godfather to this.
Yeah,
I'm
the godfather. Yeah,
that's awesome. It was his birthday, you said.
Yeah.
Nice.
Played bocce ball for the first time.
What is bocce ball? Isn't that in Star Wars?
No. Oh, like, no.
Do you speak bocce?
Bocce.
What is bocce ball?
Bocce ball
is that the thing with the big metal spheres?
Though they're not metal, they're like this, like plasticky, real thick, dense plastic.
Oh.
So kind of like a bowling ball almost feeling.
Okay. Is
but
it
like balls slightly bigger than softballs?
Okay, I got you.
So
Perfect.
it's a real dense, about the softball, maybe a little bigger size ball.
Okay.
It's a really simple game. It's a great drinking game. So you chuck a little white ball, which is about the size and density of a cue ball.
Okay.
From pool.
And it looks like a cue ball.
Yeah. And so it kind of maybe a little smaller. So you chuck it in the yard. Okay.
Okay.
And then you have your green team and red team or whatever color bocces you got.
Bocces.
I'm assuming,
are you called
I'm
going
to call them bocces. Okay. Not sure what the actual individual balls are called.
Okay.
So, and then you have teams. So it kind of has this cornhole-y golf lawn dart type feel to it.
Yeah, it's a lawn game.
Yeah, so you toss the ball, and you're basically just trying to get as close as you can to the white ball, and it's kind of like shuffle puck where you can hit the other person's thing all the way.
Oh, and knock it out?
Or not shuffle puck, but
shuffleboard?
Shuffleboard, yeah. So you can knock them out of the way, and the closer you are, like the closer how many you have, that's how many points you get. The first 21 wins or whatever the score.
Do you measure with a tape measure?
You kind of walk it off, usually with your foot. And usually you can kind of tell with your eye.
That's kind of neat.
I had 2 different partners, won both.
Yeah.
It was the beginner's luck type. Yeah.
Who's your partner?
My partner, I can't remember his name, but he knew the family, and he was down there, older gent.
Yeah.
And my other partner was Mary, and John's wife.
Yeah, right.
And so.
Nice. We'll have to send them a free T-shirt.
Yeah, I played against Mary's father and her brother, who were into bocce ball, so they were frustrated. Yeah, I could tell. I mean, it was probably beginner's luck, but I play cornhole. I've played kind of games like this,
similar games,
especially while drinking. So it's not like my brain was just like, oh, we gotta get this ball next to that ball, no problem, and it just starts
right. Yeah,
just start chucking balls.
You just gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta chuck some balls.
Yeah, I get that. Well, sounds like a fun game.
Actually, yeah, I got really into it.
Doesn't sound like it's a very big starter kit either. You just
need
it's
just some damn
a few
balls.
different spheres. That's it.
Some spheres and a yard and some grass.
Yeah, I guess if you live in the city, it's gonna be a hard time playing bocce ball. You don't want to play it in an apartment.
Chuck it in a car. But yeah, I liked it because it had a golf type thing, so you had to see, because their backyard has some rolling, I wouldn't call them hills, but
obstacles.
Yeah, so it was cool to follow the hill to that.
I see.
But yeah, so the trip was great. First birthday party was great. Played a game for the first time.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, had a good time. Drive down was good. Drive up was good.
Awesome. Cool.
Oh, and John's gonna hear every word of this.
Hey, John, make a
shout out to John.
Nice. Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Oh yeah, thanks for commenting. I liked that.
Oh yeah, I told Austin, John, about you listening every Friday.
Yeah.
And I think it's so cool.
We're best friends now.
Yeah, we're best friends.
Have to come down.
He's probably got to know you. Like, you guys have never met, so it's
I know.
probably that Joe Rogan effect or whatever we're calling it. Where, yeah, so if you ever do meet him, he's going to know all about you.
Isn't that the craziest thing?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Like, I like the idea that when I meet someone and they're like, oh, what do you like? I can basically just be like, here's my entire life. Go do your homework.
Listen to this.
Just listen to this podcast.
You have homework now.
You have 24 hours of homework.
Oh, my God.
I'll talk to you in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome, though. They sound like really cool, nice people.
Oh, yeah,
like
I love
nice
visiting
time.
them as
And
much as I can.
You say you saved a bunch of money going
Oh,
down
yeah,
there.
took a rental car. Scott got an excellent deal with his AAA, and it was pretty bing, bang, boom trip. Not too crazy, not too expensive because I'm moving out, so it was good to not blow a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, my weekend was a lot different than that.
Oh, yeah?
So I stayed in Cincinnati, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
But I did go to a play.
Oh, I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Wait, first off,
Sure.
did you go clown hunting on Friday?
No.
Okay, I was wondering because I didn't see anything.
No clown updates. So actually, let me give a quick update of what happened with the clown. So I Snapchatted about this, and I think I talked to a few people about it. But
Okay.
so I'm at my house on what day was it? I think it was Saturday. I'm at my house in Indiana, so I'm back in Rising Sun on Saturday.
Okay.
Technically my parents' house, if you want to be whatever.
Right.
Whenever I call it like not my house, my dad gets like angry, like it is always gonna be your house.
This is your house, son.
It's always gonna be your house. But yeah, so I was at my parents' house on Saturday, and it's me, Dustin, and Jamie, his friend from work, and Maddie, his girlfriend.
Okay.
No, Maddie wasn't there. I take it back. It's just me, him, and Jamie. So we're
Maddie
staying.
just disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gone. So we're sitting in my room and we're playing GTA 5 on PS3, just killing time or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, that's a good game to kill time.
I just really was in the mood to play GTA 5 the other day
Right.
because it's fun to sit around as a group and just horse around.
Just destroy things. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're sitting there and my phone starts ringing. And I'm
Yeah.
like, who is it? It's Dylan. It's Dustin's brother,
Okay.
who had just been picked up by Maddie from a festival and they were on the way to my house or whatever.
Okay.
So Maddie went and picked Dylan up and they were on their way home. I got a phone call from Dylan.
Yeah.
I answer it and he's like, Austin, dude, I'm like shaking right now. And I'm like, Dylan, what is going on? And he's like, dude, we were on the way back home. Note, this is like 10 o'clock at night. It's dark out.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, dude, we were on Nelson Road about to pass Pleasant Ridge or whatever.
Oh, no.
And there was a clown standing in the middle of the road, just not moving. We had to go around it. I'm so scared right now. I was terrified.
Run over these
and like
people.
I could hear Maddie in the background. She was like, "I'm so scared right now." And I was like, "Dylan, where are you right now? Where did you pass that clown? Tell me again."
Go get that clown.
Within 5 seconds, me and 3 other people were in a car going to where the clown sighting
Oh
was.
my God! Were you gonna run him over? No,
I just wanted to. No, man.
I know. I'm just.
I just wanted to
That's
see-
a homicide.
Clown aside.
Clown.
No, dude. I just
I wish
wanted
we
to
had
see
sound
one of these
effects.
cles like I told you last
Yeah,
week.
that's true. Just to see one in the wild.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
wild. And apparently he was down there. But we got to
Yeah.
like where the two roads meet, like where the two roads met, that they saw him.
Okay. Now I'm picturing like a desolate road, or is it not?
It's a country road.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay.
It's a country road. I would say it's pretty desolate.
Oh wow.
So it's out in the middle of
scary.
most of it, but it's a fairly high traffic road, but not
still
really.
not
But
like
it's still
in a
out in the
town.
country. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not in the middle of like downtown Rising Sun or whatever.
Ooh, freaky.
Apparently, there was a freaking clown, suspenders with just like crazy clown mask on.
What was your ETA? How far?
It was like 3 to 5 minutes away from my house.
Whoa.
So they saw
this was a good sighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
We pack the car. We go to where the clown is. Freaking nothing.
Oh my God.
Nothing.
Is there like a cornfield that he ran into?
No, but I mean,
How freaky would that be?
it's one of those things where that'd be freaky. It's right next to the woods, so he could have easily run off into the woods.
That's equally as freaky.
We also saw a truck parked at the bottom of the hill, because this was at the bottom of a hill, and then if you turn up and drive up, you can drive up a hill, and it's a different road.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the hill, there was a truck parked. We assume that's what the clown was using as a getaway vehicle.
Oh my God.
He may have been in the truck when we passed by.
Was it a hillbilly truck or is it?
It was a nicer truck,
Okay.
I think.
Interesting.
It's a bigger, nicer truck.
So this is.
So this clown's a high roller.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
He probably has like a family of 4 at home. Where's Daddy?
Yeah, I just do this on the weekends.
I don't know. He said he was out with Jim.
For 10 minutes at a time, apparently, because we didn't see him. We drove all around looking for this
He
clown.
probably hid.
Could not find this guy.
Oh man.
This guy was so disappointed. So the people that saw the clown were visibly shaken and scared and frustrated.
I bet.
And I'm over here like, freaking, where's this bro?
Yeah.
I didn't even get to see him. It's not fair.
Dang.
It's not fair. The universe
Did
is not
they
a fair
have
place.
any you need to like take photo. Man, I would have been like,
dude, they just wanted to get out of there.
Yeah,
I would have stopped and be like, yo, clown.
Yeah,
you like
what's
video games?
Yeah, you want to do a podcast?
You ever played Uncharted? You want to do a podcast?
And he like doesn't want to give up his persona, so he's just like, I gotta do it in mask. You're like, all right, that's cool. Like we never get to know him.
Yeah. I honestly I wonder what these clowns would do if you actually stopped and talked to them. Like, do you think some of them
they might be like startled and be like, well, this is what's going on in my life, and he starts pouring out his heart and soul. Like,
he just lets up.
Yeah, my girlfriend dumped me. And
that's why. So
now I'm doing this. So things are going good.
This is how I cope.
I'm just clowning around.
Jeez, Pete.
Yeah,
I don't know, and like the people that are afraid of these clowns and like angry at them.
I'd have to be a setting. Yeah.
And I was talking about my mom didn't want us to go clown hunting.
Yeah,
because she was like,
they could be a psycho.
If these people are just messed up in the head enough to go dress up as a clown and they could hurt you. And I'm just like, dude, I really doubt that's gonna happen.
Yeah, but there has been some assaults
from a clown.
Yeah,
have there?
Because I know we were like, oh, that was a hoax. One of them was like a hoax with the school that closed down recently. But no, like around the country, like if you expand it out, like there were like legit assaults, like some lady on her porch or something. I don't know.
Let's see. Man dressed as clown arrested on assault.
But someone
charges.
got stabbed. I feel like
stabbed, shot, whatever. Police say they arrested a young man dressed as a clown in Urbandale on Monday. Urbandale police responded to several reports of a male who was dressed as a clown and possibly armed with a machete chasing two people in the 4500 block of Northwest Urbandale Drive. Police say they made contact with a witness at the scene who was able to identify the suspect. Officers located a metal baseball bat and a clown mask at the scene and said they had been used in an assault. Police arrested this dude. He was charged with 2 counts of assault with a weapon and transported to Polk County Jail.
Jeez.
The Urbandale Police Department is asking the public to stay vigilant and report suspicious activity. Blah, 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 blah. So that's from KCCI, Des Moines, Iowa, Channel 8, CBS News. If y'all want to look at that.
So people are getting
Doesn't
crazy.
sound confirmed at all.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound confirmed to me. That's just one example.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't shy away from doing it in a group setting, but I would definitely either be weaponized or at least be able to get away somewhat.
Or at least bag them from behind.
I don't know if I'd go trudging through the woods or, where like that one clown sighting was. But
yeah, you don't want to go in their natural habitat.
Yeah. Which is like cornfields and woods. I could see it slowly slinking back into a cornfield where you can't see him anymore with that stupid grin on his face.
I like the idea that you look back and there's like a clown hole where he lives.
Yeah. He just burrows back in.
Just eating plants and berries or something. Plants are vegetarians.
Yeah, they eat.
They don't even eat
corn.
Humans. They eat the corn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But I mean, yeah. So that's what happened. I'm still kind of disappointed. I'm sick of talking about clowns.
Yeah, and they'll probably die down after Halloween, anyways.
I'm thinking so too.
So
yeah. So on from these clowns.
Yeah.
To a different subset of clowns.
Yeah, two in particular.
Yeah, completely different topic.
Yeah.
So something that we've tried to do on the P-Funk and Fro show, and something that I think we've been fairly good at doing, is remaining positive and not talking about anything super controversial or anything.
Yeah, or
anything super divisive.
Yeah, because a lot of yeah.
And I intend on continuing to do that.
Right, yeah. This is not like a debate show
no.
where you and I start battling each other.
No, exactly. But I feel like something that's going on right now that everyone's talking about, and it's something that I think that we should at least talk about and kind of hash out our feelings and opinions on, is the election, right? And the candidates that are available and our opinions on the candidates, and with the intention of just literally just discussing this, figuring out our opinions in a really positive kind of way without
Yeah,
and
exactly.
We probably have the same opinions anyway, so it'll probably be really easy.
Some people are like, you and Austin never disagree with anything, and I still think even on politics, in the current politics, sorry, I don't think we're gonna. I mean, you never know until we get into it.
Yeah, I really doubt that we're going to disagree on this.
But
that's why I kind of want to talk about it. So, so politics 2016, Anthony. I mean, how do you want to lead into this? Do you have
Oh my God. Well, I hate both candidates. That's just
you hate
right
both
off
candidates.
The bat, and this will be. So I'm considering not even voting at all. Yeah. Not to be lazy, but so okay. So I think I'm going to vote because of the other issues on the ballots. that I want to read about.
What other? I mean, are you knowledgeable about other issues?
No, but I'm wondering some things that might be on there. I have to look into it in case I want to. Okay. If there's like literally nothing on it, because it's a right and you should vote.
Yeah,
and I understand why everybody should vote because it's
yeah,
it's
right. Yeah, exactly,
and it's something that everybody should do. But I mean, I am so dejected from the two candidates. And once, Trump was picked and Bernie Sanders got like screwed out of his like the Democratic nomination. It kind of, once those two were the prime candidates for either side, I was like, yep,
you kind of just
put my hands up
and
kind of like politely backed off. I haven't really engaged in any political talks with friends or family or anything because I really just don't. I've been kind of like the past, I would say 10 to 15 years, been pretty politically like opinionated and like reading up a bunch and really getting into it, especially during the year of an election. But this year, nothing compared to any of that. It all started like back in like college. And this is like the first time where I'm just like, you know what? I cannot stand either. Yeah.
So my first question is, and you say something that I've heard from a lot of different people, is that as soon as Bernie Sanders was kind of eliminated from the race, there were no candidates that this person, whoever's talking, supported anymore. And I hear that from everyone. Like, I don't hear almost anyone say, yes, I was a Hillary Clinton supporter from the beginning. I've never heard anyone say that. And that's just anecdotal evidence, of course.
Yes,
but
I could say the same thing, yeah.
If everyone I talk to and everyone I hear about is like, okay, now that we have these two specific candidates, I don't want to vote for either. Like, where were the Bernie supporters when like the primaries were going on? Like, well, the thing is, like, no one seems satisfied with Hillary. So how did Hillary get elected or get chosen in the first place?
That's a good question. So, I mean, Bernie Sanders, like, I don't know a ton of the facts, but Bernie Sanders got totally screwed over. I don't know if you've seen anything about the leaked emails between Hillary Clinton and the Democratic National Committee.
I did not.
Yeah, so it looked like everything was stacked up against Bernie Sanders from the get-go. Like, the committee didn't want him ever at all.
Really?
Yeah, and I can't remember exactly.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah. And I can't remember exactly how they did it, but definitely when it came out, it was like, oh, well, I mean, you got no help from the committee to be like an even race.
Yeah.
And that, like you said, it doesn't really come as a surprise because they want the Clintons are just blue bloods of politics. So I'm sure they have everybody in their pockets or at least enough powerful people.
It's basically a dynasty.
The chairman of the committee or whatever, like, got caught doing something. It was really bad. Definitely in cahoots with Clinton. Then she just basically just like left, like, see ya, my job's done. And she's probably going to get a position if Hillary's elected. One of those types of rub my back, your back thing.
So
I guarantee you she'll be, I can't remember her name, but all of a sudden she'll pop back up like, oh, thanks for this cabinet position.
So impenetrably corrupt.
So just seeing that, like, I never was a big Bernie's supporter either. Like, I liked a lot of certain things that he stood for.
I mean, I liked how genuine he was.
Yeah, he definitely seemed genuine, and he'd been in the game for a while, but he definitely seemed like he wanted to help people. Yeah, like as his like life, like that's his mission in life or whatever.
Right, and
help people in politics.
Yeah, and he was the most consistent with what he said like throughout the years. Like looking like 20 years back, he was saying things 20 years ago that he still says today. Like that's one of the only candidates that I've ever seen that's remained that consistent.
Yeah. But now
so I can see the positives, but like you're about to say, I can also see the negatives.
Well, like as like a Democratic Party as the party itself, like is this like just looking at him and how he's kind of kooky, like running through airports and things like that. Like I could see them being like, I don't know if we want him as the face of.
Do you think that's why though?
No, not just superficial like that. He also had like socialistic tendencies, like with what he said, but people blew that out of proportion, I feel like. But a lot of business people didn't like him because it was like almost redistribution of wealthy type stuff. And I don't know. I mean, even back when it was that, I still wasn't that energized about any of this.
Yeah, and I wasn't either.
And I think maybe deep down I thought Bernie would never get the support because Hillary just is
it's Hillary Clinton.
Deep. Yeah. Now the Republican side, I'm not Republican or Democrat, but if someone were to describe me, they'd probably describe me as liberal.
Okay.
That's how I word it. Even for the longest time, that's just how I explain it to people.
Yeah, same. I think I took a test in high school, and these tests are always skewed one way or the other, but the results of the test were like I was moderate, skewing slightly liberal.
Yeah, because I have things on both sides that I really like.
Same.
Like gun rights, and then social things on I'm not gonna say some other things,
sure.
but things that I like on
you're socially
Democratic side.
So would you say you're socially liberal but economically conservative?
Yeah.
That seems like the kind of the trend nowadays.
And the gun rights, and yeah.
Okay, yeah, that seems like where most people, especially people you talk to on like Reddit or Twitter, the voices, like the overwhelming sea of voices, seems to be skewing liberally, like socially liberal,
right.
And conservative in terms of economy.
Exactly.
Because it seems like what makes the most sense.
Do you think there'd be a third party that could birth from that?
You would think, but like we're so ingrained in the
But the third parties
system.
are not like that.
Well,
it's just a different type of Republican or a different type of Democrat, usually a
Yeah.
different type of Republican for some reason.
And like we're talking
like a libertarian, it just feels like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's such a regime now, like, and it's such a rigged game.
Oh yeah,
that it's hard to penetrate into it in the first place.
So, did you watch the debates at all?
So I watched the first debate, and then I didn't realize there was a second debate happening until after it happened.
There's
so I watched like 20 minutes of it, and I've seen highlights. Yeah,
the second one was good. The first one, like, he obviously failed at prepping for it, and Hillary like destroyed him.
Right.
Like even supporters, like I don't again argue, but they can't deny like it was bad.
Yeah.
Like I was watching, I was like.
Yeah.
Because again, like I'm not just saying I'm in the middle. I'm honestly, when I watch these debates, I don't care either side.
And I'm the same way,
watching it for like entertainment, almost.
100%, yeah.
And just to kind of keep up, with what's going on. But the second one was much closer, and it was pretty entertaining. Like they were dropping bombs on each other, like hardcore. Like there were times, like I was watching by myself, and I was like. Hand over mouth, like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that.
Right.
Oh, and just the stunts he was pulling with like the 4 Bill Clinton rape accusers that he brought to the thing and had them sit in the stands. That was crazy.
That's a shrewd move on behalf of his campaign manager, probably.
And he started slow, and I was like, oh no, he didn't prep again. Like this is going to be a bloodbath. And then he started just ripping into her. I was like, what?
Yeah, from what I watched, it was like. First reactions was Trump looks a lot calmer this time.
Right,
it looks like his coaches told him, dude, chill out.
Yeah.
Remain calm.
Right.
And it looks like Hillary's coaches told her, stop looking like so much of a robot.
Yeah.
Because like she seemed a lot more genuine this time, and it seemed like she was actually talking.
Yeah.
She wasn't blindly just smiling at everything.
I think the town hall also helped with that.
That too, yeah. And the thing that the thing that struck me from the first debate was that everything she said, it looked like she was happy because she knew the response that she was going to give.
It was all canned.
I know the answer to this.
Right. Yeah.
And it just looked she looked a lot more genuine. And you think it's because of the town hall
in part. No, I 100% agree, because like the internet was like, she's a super robot. But then she gets like a fly that lands on her, and she doesn't even like seem to notice it.
Right.
So then one person online said they were waiting for her lizard tongue to go out and like eat it. So I was like, because like some people think the Clintons are like lizard people.
I'd say that's substantiated, at least.
So that was kind of funny. I did see the fly, but not on her face. Like it kept like landing on her, but
that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So you think it was a close debate? Who do you?
I think Trump edged her out. Even though Trump supporters at work today were like, "Nah, Trump clearly won." I wouldn't say clearly won. I said he edged her out.
Well, I mean, if you're a Trump supporter already, you're probably going to.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but I often wonder how much these debates actually do sway, independent or, people sitting in the middle.
Yeah.
Maybe some, maybe not. It just seems like this election, especially this year, seems so like everybody's already in their
team.
Yeah, foxholes.
Yep.
On each side.
100%.
It's like World War I in Europe right now. And everybody's dug in on Trump's side. They've already dug their foxholes. So when he says something super crazy, they're like, did we redig a different foxhole? This one took forever already. I'm just going to stay in here. Then the Clinton side is like, well, we got a robot for a candidate. Well, at least she'll live forever. At least we got that.
Nicely said.
Maybe she's got Google program in her brain or something like that. So she should be able to like outcompute Putin and Russia.
I think you're totally right. I think people are super ingrained in their foxholes, and one of the things that really frustrates me from both sides is people justifying horrible things that both of these candidates have done.
And they're both, they're things that
they're outlandishly terrible.
With, especially the women on the Trump side, because he is just getting demolished on that front.
It's very clear that it's very clear that he's a sexist.
But we also know, like, the Clinton side, they're just politicians to the core.
Yes.
So they're like robotic. We know they don't care about, they just want whatever's advancing for them and their empire that they have.
They're both in it for selfish reasons 100%.
Exactly. And it's not for us.
No.
I mean,
it is not.
Things will come about for us and policy and things like that. But yeah, this feels just like a big game. The older I get, the bigger the game it feels. And it's just like the elites are controlling the country. And everything's just a big dog and pony show. And I know people have said that forever, but it's really hammering home now for me in my 30s.
I feel like it'll be different soon, though. Like, I feel like I feel like people are just getting sick of this. And I feel like people are getting sick of candidates that are robots. And I think that's why you have Trump in the first place. Because he appears to be genuine, which is another misconception. Because, like... He blatantly lies just as often as Hillary Clinton from what I've seen. About everything. He flip-flops about everything that he says, but he appears to be genuine.
Because he shoots from the hip.
He does. Yeah. Exactly. So
people respect that. Kind of like Bush. So it's kind of like it's got a Bush thing, but Bush was, more controlled, I guess. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Slightly more savvy, just slightly more savvy politically.
Yeah.
Like, just being raised and brought up in that atmosphere and that environment, you know how things work.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, my biggest reservation for Trump. So, like, on both sides, you've got Hillary Clinton that was raised in this environment. She knows how everything works. She knows how to talk to foreign leaders.
She does have experience with that, yeah.
She knows how to write legislation. Yeah. She knows how to do all this stuff.
Apparently she is a hard ball with foreign policy.
Right. So that's one of her strong suits.
Right.
And then on the other side, you've got Donald Trump that is not any of this. He's also a liar. He's also got all these negative things, but he doesn't have these positive things.
Yeah.
So I'm like... both options suck, but it's like, if you're gonna have a crappy person in office, don't you want one that actually has a background dealing with this kind of thing, at least, even if they're gonna be like completely selfish about it?
And
like,
people have said that to me, so the obvious choice for me in their eyes would be Hillary, just because it's the less crazy,
right?
And I would, I guess, agree to that. I'm still not going to vote for her. Yeah. One of the main reasons, not the main, but one of the big things I enjoyed about Obama's first campaign was that it wasn't a blue blood. So, like, he was bad in Clinton, and I did not want another Clinton.
Right.
And then it was, like, just these, McCain's and the Palin. All of a sudden, it became quite clear Obama's, like, the clear choice.
Right.
Whereas now it kind of feels the same way with Trump, kind of just listening you talk right there. Is like McCain threw a Hail Mary with Palin. That turned out to be a giant disaster.
Yes,
she was not a bright person.
Not fit
and to be second in command is kind of a slap to America's face to even try to. Yeah. Now the main candidate is that kind of slapping. Right. He's slapping the people right in the face without like a whatever. He's just doing it directly.
Sure.
And so it's like, oh man, but I'm just done. Like, so I'm considering voting for a third candidate, knowing Gary Johnson, knowing full well he won't win, but just to kind of give a middle finger to the system.
Yeah.
So if one of them does lose, they'll just blame it on Gary. Well, he got 8% of the vote, and that's why I lost. Well, whatever. This shows that people are starting, and it might like rattle them a little bit because the two sides, it's basically just two factions, and they know the game, and the game is fun for them, I'm sure, at this point, because it's so easy, because they don't have to worry about it. At the very worst, it's a 50-50 shot,
Yep.
But, the Republican Party has a drastic drought of potential candidates. There's always just some thing about each candidate that just does not seem whatever, and... Something I wanted to mention earlier was I think the internet is the game changer of what you were talking about, how you said you feel like people are waking up.
I completely,
So
completely.
Obama leveraged the internet so magnificently. My mom, I think, read his campaign manager's book. I did not. I read his Dreams of My Father book, but that didn't go into his campaigns. But my
Mm-hmm.
mom was interested in how the grassroots with the internet.
Yeah.
And she read his campaign manager's book, and she said it was just mind-boggling how much they use the internet for like this grassroots, like just give $5.
Yeah.
So instead of like
Yeah.
the mega donors like the blue bloods are getting from like the tycoons of business and industry,
Mm-hmm.
Obama was doing this grassroots, but it wasn't like a traditional like vote for me grassroots. He was doing vote for me grassroots with a donation grassroots. So
he made more monies.
Right. He made more dollar than Mitt Romney and McCain just because of that grassroots like donation thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause $5, like that's like even for a college student, that's like nothing.
Yeah.
It's not even a meal.
Right. It's nothing.
You know, I mean, it could be, but you know, it's about that.
Sure.
So, I mean, that was interesting, and it seemed like a fresh, and he seems really smart, whatever. And I do feel like he has been a decent president. I mean, there's definitely things where I'm just like, oh, these people just say whatever the hell they want to get elected.
Yep.
So I definitely had that moment after Obama was elected.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I would say, I mean, overall, I didn't die. I didn't like lose my job and house because of a president, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I would say positive. Not like the game changer that he was, you know.
Yeah,
and
because he couldn't have been.
Right.
I mean, I feel like everything that he was promising, like, there's no way. It just doesn't work that way, you know?
But that kind of opened my eyes to that whole charade. And like, and I knew that going into it, but then I was like, oh, even my like main dude that I thought was like a superstar that I bought into with Obama, like, yeah, I feel like he's doing a decent job as president, as much as you can do as a president.
Right.
But now, from going forward, all this rhetoric that I, you know, got behind and would like debate people with, I'm not doing anymore.
Yeah.
So that was the major change point.
Yep.
With that. So
because who knows if it's actually going to work out that way.
And it most likely won't.
And
it's just all lip service and
all
like all this bickering, like where you're seeing like fights outside the conventions or whatever.
Yep.
Such a waste of energy. And I see that now, especially after like the Obama thing, like, oh, he made all these promises. Yeah, he's doing a good job. Is, you know, there's a lot of stress and a lot of crap, you know, the economy and all that crap. But yeah. So it kind of like shed a lot of light through that experience. So now I just don't get behind a candidate, and I don't think I ever can again. Like
ever?
I did for Obama. Absolutely not.
Wow.
No. Just because it just became clear. Like, oh, I got kind of like duped into this like superhero, like I'm going to fix everything, when I thought I had my head on my shoulders where I would never get duped into something like that.
Yep.
And I kind of did.
And it's so easy to let that happen too.
And again, I don't regret voting for him or like getting behind him, because again, I do feel that he was a positive president.
Yeah, and I bet given the option, it would be hard pressed to find someone that would not vote for him given the three choices. Like if he was a third choice.
Oh, if it was up again now. Yeah,
I feel like you'd be hard pressed to find a person that wouldn't vote for him over top of Clinton or Trump.
Right. Even though the right has all the rhetoric again, like they definitely don't like Obama, but he hasn't really done that bad of a. You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, for me, it's hard to tell what's real and what's fabricated.
Right.
Like in what the right is trying to say.
Yeah.
As opposed to what has actually happened.
Yeah, because I just don't see how it is that bad.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, and anybody that gets in there is never gonna make everybody happy, obviously.
Yeah.
But the whole thing where I'm gonna blindly just this is the person, and you know, blah blah blah, and I'm gonna fight actually in my personal life against other real people. It's just a complete waste of energy.
It totally is.
And it's like something silly to get angry about.
I know.
And
people do. This makes people angry.
Even online, even the people that you don't know, like it's just pointless. Kind of like the whole Apple versus Android thing back in the day. So back then, I used to like battle people. Not like I wouldn't like call them names or anything, or use cuss words or anything, but I would battle. And like now, it's just like, oh my, that's such a waste of time. But it's like the human, like us versus them. So I understand that's like innate in humans.
That's why it's. I mean, that's why sports are so popular.
Right.
So people like being on a team. That's why it's so easy to get sucked up into the left versus the right.
Yeah. And so, like, but now I'm like, okay, like, even with the Apple Android thing and then a Democratic Republic thing. So I'm just learning as I get older, I guess. Mm-hmm. But, like, it just don't waste energy on that. That's why I try to. Yeah. I do get, like, heated up with, like, us versus them type things, like Ohio State football. That's never going away. Yeah. But that's my avenue, I guess, now. Yeah. So I got that. But, like, other little things, I can see it, like, creeping up, like, oh. And then I couldn't tell you how many times once I started realizing this, like years ago, like I'll like type something out on the internet and in the comment field, and then I'll be like, no, this is stupid.
Yeah,
because you're gonna get an email an hour later, and someone's gonna be like, yeah, well, blah.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna read that email
and
be like, and then an email's gonna have a nice little link on a bow and be like, if you click this, you can respond right back to them.
Yeah,
you know,
it's gonna be a war of escalation.
You could forget where you are on the internet.
And it's
on Reddit, I'm all over
gonna be
the
blind
place.
rage. Yeah, completely.
And you get sucked into this thing, and I have in the past where I battle people back and forth, and it's kind of fun, but when you look back on it, it's just kind of a waste.
It is.
No one gets anywhere.
It's because that anger is like addictive.
Yeah, but no one ever gets anywhere.
No.
Everybody's always just stuck in or whatever. Never really convince anybody.
No. It's the same reason why people like create fights in like dead relationships to make them feel something.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, get something
like
exciting in your life. Yeah,
it's all mental. Like all of this is mental, and I think the biggest takeaway for all of this is just like, don't lose friends and don't alienate family because of an election.
Big time. Yeah, that's a big one.
I think that's the most important thing to focus on.
Yeah.
I think the other important thing is when you're talking about issues, if you find yourself getting angry, take a step back.
Yeah.
Because something is wrong.
Yeah,
like,
that's not worth it.
And if you're talking to someone who is angry, then they're probably long gone, and that's not worth it.
Right, and you need to step back then too.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Or at
just
least
take a step back.
Like not just leave, like face, hand to the face, like. But
and I'm not a saint either. Like I've definitely succumbed to this too.
Oh, I've definitely
It's so easy.
It's just over time.
Because all you do is like type and hit send, and it's like over.
Yeah, well, especially online.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been really good at that. Like I found out a little while ago not to do that kind of stuff anymore. And I every once in a while, but if someone's like really like this is ridiculous, like that's not true.
Yeah.
But that's very rare. But yeah. So I guess that's.
I mean, before we sign off, I just want to read. I want to read like a segment of an article that I saw that I thought was really interesting. I can't believe more people don't reference.
Okay.
It's about Donald Trump and why he's running for the election.
Okay.
And it's kind of being brought into question, right? So this is an article from the Fiscal Times, and it is entitled "Ex-Trump Insider: Donald Trump Doesn't Want to Be President."
Okay. So, in
an open letter to voters supporting Donald Trump in the Republican presidential primary, the former communications director of Trump's now defunct super PAC said that the former reality television star not only never expected to be the Republican nominee, much less president, but never even wanted to be. Writing for the website Zojane.com, Stephanie, I don't know how to say this, Siegelski, said that when she was brought aboard as the communications director for the Make America Great Again PAC last summer, the instruction from Trump Tower were to make sure that Trump finished a respectable second in the GOP primary. It was made clear that Trump was running not as a serious contender, but as a protest candidate.
Oh, wow. What's a protest candidate?
So just to shake things up, to say, I'm sick of this. I'm showing that people are sick of this.
And he's done this in the
blah.
past before.
Yeah.
So he's been in the race.
Yeah, and it goes on to and it goes on to say, I don't even think Trump thought he would get this far, she wrote.
Yeah,
I don't even know that he wanted to, which is perhaps the scariest prospect of it all.
I agree.
He certainly was never prepared or equipped to go all the way to the White House, but his ego has now taken over the driver's seat and nothing else matters. The Donald does not fail. The Donald does not have any weakness.
Well, I think when it became clear that, okay, did you watch any of the Republican debates?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it became clear that he was the most like boisterous or whatever. Right. And all the other ones seemed like just skittish boobs or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like skittish, like just
like children.
Weaker people.
Right.
Yeah. Especially Jeb Bush. Like Jeb Bush had no business. Like you just go back to Florida, you'll be fine.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the other ones kind of like Rubio and a couple others, but man, and it was also like brought about by the media. So the media sees Trump and they see dollar signs.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And especially the cable news networks or whatever are so into this just drama and like Ferguson riots and things like that because they see revenue. And it's like a house fire or like something's burning down. People just pay attention. They like, tune into it. And like these debates, it's the same thing. I mean,
but at the same time, you've got a half of the media that's tried to destroy him this entire time and hasn't been able to.
But that's the thing. So it's like some media, like Fox, is battling like MSNBC and CNN and all the other left wings, which is way more left, media than there is right.
Yeah, right.
But it's that us versus them, and I think it's the churning of the back and forth is the drive of the revenue for all, like the increased revenue of all this.
Truth.
Because if you didn't have that back and forth, like the yin and yang of the Fox News and MSN, and I say MSN because that's the most left-leaning one out there.
Right, yep.
Then there wouldn't be that back and forth, and
right,
like
yeah.
us versus them. So
True.
like the people that watch Fox are like, I am a Fox fanatic because the cards are stacked against the Republicans because of the media on the left,
Yep.
which I feel is true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't
it's
disagree
like
with that
way
either, yeah.
disproportionate with the media bias.
I totally agree.
And
Especially
you could
when
see
you look
that
on
with
the
the
internet.
last debate with Anderson Cooper. So
could
he almost
very
wanted
clearly.
to debate Trump himself, which was garbage. Like Anderson Cooper's okay, like in my book or whatever. Like he's not here, positive or negative or whatever. He's just a decent, he's whatever. But and he's kind of funny at times. But when he was in that debate, like I was like, he's obviously personal. His personal opinions are now injecting this. Trump even acknowledged it multiple times.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that is bullshit.
It is
He's
it
not
is
getting a
very
fair shake with that.
Right.
Because they were the moderators.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
listen
a
this
moderator.
sentence. The moderators were attacking Trump. Or the moderators were attacking one candidate over the other.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like the minutes or whatever. Because I was watching it too. Like Trump was not wrong in that.
Yeah.
It was garbage.
No, it was very clear.
But
yeah, and no matter like how outlandish the things that he's saying might be, like you're a moderator.
Yeah,
you're
your
supposed
job
to be
is to moderate.
completely neutral no matter what he's saying.
Right.
So you can ask the questions and try to steer the conversation in a direction.
Exactly.
But you can't,
He was
as a moderator,
accusing.
challenge someone.
Yeah.
You can't challenge. So it's your job, one job.
And you look over
One
at
job.
Clinton's side of the screen, and she's just like, oh, this is nice. It feels like she had like a bonus on a test, like the
Right.
teacher gave her a little bonus,
Yeah.
Like which that's not fair. But whatever. Again, I'm in the middle, but I did notice that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. The internet's getting crazy. I think it's just, I don't know. But for Trump, the media definitely, because it was so much free publicity. He didn't need donations a ton early on because the media did it for him.
Yeah.
For like on-air time.
Yeah,
Oh,
because the
man.
things he was saying were ridiculous.
Yeah,
and
and
they
they-
were like picking up on it.
Right, but then if like the general public just keeps seeing Trump,
Yeah.
this and that.
Yeah,
And then
all
like you said with his
publicity is good
ego-
publicity. Yeah.
And like Trump, when he gets rolling, like you said with his ego, I think you're 100% right, is that, and I feel the same, that article you said, I feel the same way where he may have not, because he's done this before in the past, politics, and I watched a couple videos in the past, like he's always been like into politics, which any like business savvy person should be,
Right.
because like politics definitely will make or break certain things or make you more money or not.
Right.
And so he's always had his hand in it, and it always did seem like, especially even early on this time around, that Trump is just there to, he's doing the birther thing with Obama just to rattle the cage or whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that article that you read, I agree 100% with that.
It makes total sense.
It's like he's like, it wasn't his fault all the other people couldn't handle his like, aggressiveness.
Right.
Like, what is he gonna do? Just be like wimpy just so he's number two? Like, no, you gotta, like, if you're there, you're gonna battle.
Yeah, he's a businessman, a reality TV show star.
Right.
He's made to be on TV and look like the biggest guy in the room. Like, that's what he's best at. And
Yeah.
then you've got these other politicians that are just politicians that aren't built for that.
Yeah, yeah.
And they fall to the wayside because they're just, like, incomparable
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that stage.
Yep, I agree 100%.
It's crazy. It's
So
crazy.
now
I don't
that-
know, Anthony. I don't know, man.
But like Republicans
It's so
are dropping
interesting,
support.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it just so interesting, if anything?
Oh yeah, that's the reason I'm watching. It's like two dumpster fires.
It is. It's like a reality TV show.
But one's bigger on the other side than the other, because like Republicans are like dropping support for him already. It's
Yeah.
not good. But
That's
yeah, we'll see.
unfortunate.
My personal opinion, like I called it out even before this debate, after the first debate, that Trump's gonna lose in a landslide.
You think so?
I think it's gonna be a landslide.
Dude, I think it's going to be a lot closer than that.
Yeah, that's what everybody says.
And I mean-
I think it's gonna be.
I mean, so I think what you're dealing with, so this came up as a topic of conversation on the Game Over Greg show, one of the podcasts that I listen to.
Yeah.
It's Greg Miller, a bunch of people that left IGN made a podcast, and they talk
Yeah.
about stuff now. But one of the things that they brought up was being a Trump supporter is a stigma.
Yeah.
So all of this polling that they're doing and all of these, like, basically these censuses that they're taking to see where everybody is, it may not be taking into account all the people that are Trump supporters but aren't saying anything.
Yeah. Okay. We have talked. Yeah, kind of about this.
So you kind of have to also, when you're looking at these polls, take it with a grain of salt, because there may be a lot of voices that aren't being represented because they're afraid of actually voicing what they think.
Yeah.
Because there is a definite stigma with being a Trump supporter, especially in like because of mainstream media, because of like social networks and Facebook.
So you don't think they want their like name tied to him at all, but they'll secretly vote for him?
I think I think that's definitely true. But Hillary Clinton supporters, all of the Hillary Clinton supporters. Nobody's out there like that's I can't like say sweeping nobody, but it seems like the people that are supporting Hillary Clinton are being very vocal about it. Like exactly who they're voting for. But there may be people that support Donald Trump that are just afraid of being called like
I just think
a racist.
So here when I look at it, so I think Hillary has overwhelming female support, which is half the population of the country. She has the African American black vote. She has the Hispanic vote, which has been a very, very large growing whatever.
Yeah.
And all three of those demographics, it's a huge advantage that she has.
Yeah.
So then if she gets just a portion of the male white, I think it's over.
Yeah.
It's done. Like, I don't even think she has to get half the male white. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think African American, 13% of the population of the country. I haven't seen it in a while, but I used to Google it. It's around that. And then I don't know where Hispanic is, but I think it's due to surpass or has already surpassed African American population. So those two alone are freaking major. Now, if she can get them out to vote in the the election, then it's good. But I mean, so she's got a pretty like well, I can't. It's not all females, but it's like she's definitely leading the like big time.
Yeah,
like she's destroying them on it.
Yeah. So according to this is from 2013. Never mind. Keep talking.
But I mean, that's 20. What does it say in 2013?
I guess so. As of 2013, African Americans made up 12.3% of the population.
I thought it was around that.
And Hispanics 17%.
Wow. So they already surpassed.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Asians 5% and non-Hispanic whites 63%.
So that's a large chunk of people. It's just will they go out to vote?
That's the thing.
Who knows? And it's just like any demographic, like it ebbs and flows. So I don't know. Like Obama just wanted, like he was focusing a lot on the younger vote and like the city vote and like college vote and things like that.
Yeah.
Like the grassrootsy type thing.
And he nailed that. And I feel like he definitely got young people to vote.
Well, plus it seemed like he had like volunteers wanted to work for him too, so they got like a lot of people that wouldn't consider voting maybe actually out and like like I'll pick you up and whatever. Like I don't remember really seeing that earlier in other elections where they would be like, because it just seemed like people would be like, I will help 5 other people vote, because they says that you can vote for whoever you want, but you just go and vote. And I saw a ton of that, like going to rallies and stuff down like UC and things like that.
Yeah,
everybody was just helping, whatever.
That's really neat.
But yeah, we'll see. It depends on who turns out, this is just normal stuff. But I mean, if Hispanic, black, female turn out strong, man, I feel like it is very hard for Trump to win this.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've won me over.
Yeah. I mean, it may not be a land. Like, I still think it's going to be.
Well, I mean,
in the last 15 years, I think it's going to be one of the biggest losses. Personally,
you think so?
I think more Republicans are going to drop out from Trump as it gets closer because I think right now they're smelling the blood in the water, his blood, and they're trying to distance themselves for another 4 year for their next whatever. I think they kind of see the writing on the wall, and they never really approved of him. But now that like mud is being slung around a ton, it's getting dirty, and it's like looking like this is. I think they're licking their wounds and going back to base.
Dang,
a lot of Republicans.
I agree too. I mean, it's a big
outside
completely part. Yeah,
I'm not gunning for either. Just just like
Well, I mean, their system was like shaken to the core with this. Like, if you look, they had their chosen few. Call. They had their selected few candidates. They had their Jeb Bush. They had their Ted Cruz. All the other candidates, like people that were groomed. Marco Rubio. Like these are people that you would expect, and these are people that they probably expect were going to be good contenders in this race. Exactly. Then you've got this random. He's basically a third party candidate, cannonballing into the Republican Party and getting everybody to vote for him unexpectedly. Like, you're totally right. This has to have been shaking them to the core,
and they all
reassessing their strategies.
With crap, now we have to rally behind. Circle the wagons.
Yeah.
And then as it progresses, and he's like more things come out, like crap. I think some of them are thinking he's going to lose big too, and they're already distant. They'll be like, look, then that'll be a talking point for them. Like, I didn't back Trump. Yeah, I don't know,
man. I can really do
less than a month, and then we'll
less
find
than a
out.
month. Isn't that insane? I've got to get my Ohio driver's license so I can vote.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
I registered, so I'm good
for here.
For
okay
Ohio stuff. I'm in a swing state now for the first time ever, so that's
cool.
Ohio's
a big one. Ohio's exciting because on the whole like national thing. I love when I will definitely be having like wine or beer or whatever during the whole. I have it on TV or whatever.
Yeah, we should have a party.
Oh no, I won't have internet then.
Dude, you can come here.
Okay, yeah. Let's do that.
Come here. Okay, sweet.
All right, I'll definitely do that.
Nice.
Because you have TV. Yes. All right.
Awesome.
Perfect. So, yeah.
And anybody else who wants to come.
Yeah, that sounds actually like a fun time.
Yeah, whoever wants to come.
Because I love watching it and yeah.
That'd be awesome.
All right, let's work.
But yeah, I mean, all I can do, Anthony, all I can do in this situation, because I used to be a person that tried to know facts and tried to know like everything about these candidates too, like you were saying. And I tried to have passionate debates at school, in high school, with my friends about everything. And it's like, I've come to the conclusion that I don't have the time and I don't have the drive to go out and learn as much as I need to know to make a 100,000% like this is the definitive answer.
Yeah.
So I feel like the best that I can do is watch these debates.
Yeah.
Get a feel for the candidates, who they are as people. Because like if you watch the debates, like they're putting on airs and saying things just to get elected, but like if you can see through that and kind of get a taste of what their personality is,
because it's a more high pressured zone and they're not prepared with the questions.
Yeah, I feel like you can get a real solid,
they're prepared,
independent opinion of who they are as people and the character
more
traits that
solid.
they possess.
I wouldn't say like 100. You're not
100%, but I mean, if you take it with a grain of salt and acknowledge that they're saying things just to make people happy, like I feel like you can get an idea of who these people are.
Yeah,
and I feel like
that's kind of what they're for.
That's the only real way that I can. That's the best way that I can.
That makes sense. I think a lot of people probably probably, that's why they kind of have them, to see. It's like pinning one versus the other.
Yeah.
And seeing who comes out on top.
Yeah.
Or just, like you said, just figuring out which one was which. And how they deal under pressure is a big one.
Right.
So they prep for questions like that, but they don't know exactly, especially the town hall people. I mean, one guy was like, name something that you appreciate for the other candidate.
I thought that was awesome.
At the very end.
I thought that was awesome.
Everybody was like, oh. Yeah. And
Hillary
didn't even
good
give
to say.
Yeah, she just said, I appreciate your kids.
You got nice kids.
Yeah, and then he's like,
and he actually said something to him.
You never stop.
That was a good move though. Like what he said, that was a good move.
People sympathize with him
because it made her look like the lower one.
Right. Yeah.
That was bad.
At first I was like, oh, Hillary got away with that,
But then he came out and it made him look like the bigger person.
It did actually.
Which is like, oh dang.
And I think that's like that in part with how he actually came out swinging is what edged him over. Yeah,
interesting. Well, do you have any final words to sign off about this like whole political cycle, this whole 2016
starting this? I mean, looking at the time that we're into it
this
already,
is about the end.
I didn't realize how much I had been reading about this and like opinionated, even though I don't have one or the other.
I was really glad that you were as knowledgeable as you were.
Well, I was just about to say it's all because of Reddit. So I've always been subscribed to the politics, so that comes in my feed and like during this time of year, and I do read into it and I enjoy watching people online going, but this, but that, some of them get nasty, but Reddit's good because it's the democracy of information. So if it's nasty, people downvote, you don't even see it anyways. I mean, you can if you want, but so you all the cream rises to the top, so all the good discussions rise to the top. So when I see an article, I read a little bit about the article, the gist of it. Then I go back from that article to Reddit and then read their comments and see the debate of the people of what they think about the article.
Yep.
So that's what that's
a great way to get a bipartisan kind of viewpoint on things.
And that's what I do with everything on Reddit. Now I'm just talking this out. So like even if it's a tech thing. So if it's a new Google product, say, I read the article. Then I don't read necessarily the site's comments because a lot of them are so if it's an Apple type thing, a lot of the comments in that'll be like pro Apple people. Sure,
obviously.
But Reddit is so good. There's so many people on Reddit that you get them all mixed. And again, the democracy of information with the upvotes and downvotes. The cream rises to the top.
Right.
So the good stuff is always there, up there.
Right.
So like if I want an opinion, like I form my opinion on a thing. Or an idea or whatever, I go back to the Reddit comments, and then oftentimes I spend way more time in the Reddit comments and comment myself. in those, and I learned so much more. And then there's like sublinks in there. Yeah, but this person had this perspective. Shoots to a video of this person reviewing this product or explaining this. Unbelievable amount. That's how like I can spend like all this time
right
on like with in the room by at night looking at what seems like just a white page with a bunch of letters on it, written stuff on it. It's because it's such a man. I cannot boast or talk about that website.
Read it enough, yeah.
Yeah, enough. It's so good.
Oh, fantastic. Well,
yeah.
This has sure been a fun episode.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been a good one.
Yeah, I think that was an important conversation to have.
Like, I enjoyed talking us out, yeah.
Yeah, I did too, yeah. Because I had all these opinions, but they weren't, like, completely formed, and I'd never actually verbalized them before.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad that, like, we both kind of got the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a good hash out, and then we still have one more debate left.
Yeah, that's going to be real
now
interesting.
I'm excited about actually watching the debate.
Yeah.
Backstory, I won't have internet probably or whatever, so I kind of need a place to.
Yeah.
So
come to my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and plus, I think it's on a Tuesday, right? It's the election.
After podcasting.
Oh, shoot.
Dude, we could live podcast the debate.
Oh, but will we do it the whole time?
Nah, that would. Well, what is it? Is it an hour long?
It's long.
We'll just.
I like watching.
How about this? How about we both
work.
watch it? Do it. Well. Do we want to do a podcast after? Because that'd be really late.
Nah, not that'll be too late.
Because
plus, I'll be drinking some beer.
So what if we podcast on? Well, I mean, I'm thinking because like if we did it right afterwards, we could get our impressions up for the next morning.
Okay,
and that'd be awesome.
That'd be cool.
But that would be a really late night.
But we could do like because they have pre-shows that are like 3 hours before, or all day they'll be doing it.
Yeah.
So like vote whatever, and then come back, and then maybe we can do one while we talk it. Because more things are going to be happening from here until then.
Truth.
So and then it'll be right before the actual vote.
When's the next debate?
We could take breaks and then do like 10 minutes, take a break, come back another. I don't know.
We'll work out the logistics off.
Right? Yeah.
We'll work out the logistics.
We're kind of like talking through it right now.
Thanks, folks, for joining us. I hope we didn't drive anyone away. I hope that we appear, and I think we did. Yeah. I hope that we came off as neutral. And not like crazy.
I think both of us are kind of like right in the middle.
Yeah, because like I really do not want to make people think that like one of us is like super.
And people that have views one way or the other, I'm at the point. I hope people understand that I don't. That's your opinion. Or
exactly.
Whatever. I'm at that point now. Whereas back in the day, I might have been like, oh, I want to debate you, but now I'm just like, that's all right.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, thank you guys for listening to episode 21, 22?
It's 22.
22?
Yeah, right?
Let me double check.
I thought it was 23.
I think it is 22, yeah. Thanks for listening to the P-Funk and Fro Show.
Woo!
This has been a fun episode. It's been very different. If you want to come to my house and watch on election day, watch the votes come in, you can see
election party.
If you can find a way to my house, like for the people that live out of Ohio, that'd be sweet, actually. Yeah. That'd be sweet. I don't know. The invitation is extended to all listeners. So definitely let me know. Check out the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/P-Funk and Fro. Go and make friends and answer the polls and talk about things. Follow us on Twitter @P-Funk and Fro. If you start following us, we'll start tweeting probably. Yeah. I keep promising that. Yeah. And y'all, you just have a great day, and we appreciate that you listen. See us next Friday with the same garbage. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Later.
Thank you for listening to episode 22 of the P-Funk and Fro Show. My name is Austin Flim, and this is Anthony Gorman. Hold on, I did that over. I'm going to cut that out. Thanks again, folks, for listening to episode 22. 28,
just say 28.